Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for having invited me for the session and on the ethics. I know you're all into the session for a longer time, and allow me to share my screen. Hope you're able to see my screen. Can I have a thumbs up, please, if you're able to see my screen? Thank you so much. So once again, good evening all. I would like to thank the entire management of Velamal Institute of Technology, especially Department of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science, all right, for this online FTP, right? The topic you have been working on a responsible AI, and today's session you're going to see about ethics, governance, and regulation, responsible AI, all right, designing AI with a responsibility, all right? And how are you all doing today? How are you all doing today? Answers on chat, please. All right. How are you all doing today? Can you give your answers on chat? Yeah, thank you, Sharon Baba ma'am. Happy to hear that you're fine. Thank you, HOD ma'am. A special thank to Padma ma'am for having invited me. Fantastic. Thank you, Dr. Nirmala ma'am. All right, good. Lavanya ma'am. Thank you so much. Like we have almost 35 plus. Excuse my voice. It has been so bad. I think this year it is my 15th or 16th session of this year. All right. So good to see, right? So you all, I always love to have an interactive session. Some of you would have heard my session before. For some, it is new. All right. Go on to the session. You're on the top of the world. Thank you, Shakshi ma'am. All right. Now I'm going to show you a picture, all right, and you are able to find what is a mistake on the picture. All right, shall we? Yes. All right. What is wrong in this picture? Or you can unmute and say, what do you see in this picture? Or also you can put your answers on chat. Yes, please. What's the mistake? I give you 15 seconds. What's the mistake in this picture? He's standing on the lawn. Thank you. Good try. You can also feel free to unmute and speak. Others, what is wrong? What do you see on the picture? In reality, what do you see on the picture? Removing flowers. Thank you, Nirmala ma'am. Others? Huh? Yes, Sophia ma'am. What is he picking? Fruit. What fruit? Okay, any guesses on what fruit others? Or even Sophia ma'am? Yeah, correct. Strawberry. Strawberry is the right answer. Now, what is mistake on this picture? You're figure out? Yes, yes. Thank you, Nirmala ma'am. Once you got the lead, I was able to get the right answer. A big round of applause to Sharon Babu ma'am. All right. Strawberry is not in a tree. All right. You belong to which college, ma'am? Which department and college? Sharon ma'am. All right. Strawberry do not grow on bushes. Right. This is what you see. AI tools are by and large at many places, right? For every kind of applications, they've got lot of AI tools, right? You've got a lot of AI tools that is available, but more predominantly, we need to know, right, from the tools, especially in education sectors, right? When you see a common complaint I received from the management or from the faculty. So even today morning I was addressing a keynote at WCC College, all right, and basically some difficulties the teachers they face. You give an assignment, students are generating it from which tool they say. If you give an assignment now, students where do they generate? Normally from an AI tool, maybe from a chat GPT or Gemini or so much and so more, right? And being faculties, I say when you start using a chat GPT or Gemini for a proper purpose, then you will know because it is a machine, right? Where it so happened to me at a research organization, students write research journal papers, right? One student came and gave me a paper, right, on a day, and she said it's a group, and she just came for correction of paper. When I read the paper for almost first paragraph and the second paragraph, I immediately told her this is generated from an AI tool. She then said, how do you know it? Because I work by and large. So when you read, when you work on with that, then you know the fact, because you can see some synonyms or words, they will be almost the same, right? So you'll be able to figure it out. I also use it, but I know how to use, how not to use it. All right. So here in this picture, without knowing the facts, we'll not be able to find. Once you know the fact, it's strawberry. Strawberry do not grow on bushes. Right? When you use an AI tool, it tries to give all kinds of answers. This is how a strawberry grows. All right. So now, can you find the three mistakes in this picture below? Fast, please. You can unmute and speak, or you can. What are the three mistakes in this below picture? Quick, please. It's very easy. Very, very easy. Yes, please. Mm-hmm. Okay. Good try. Anyone? Yeah, thank you so much. Nirmala ma'am, June days are wrong. I don't know whose conference meeting. You can share your name. June, we have 30 days. It shows 31. There are three mistakes. Quick, faster, please. What are the other two mistakes? Thank you, Vidya ma'am. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Correct, Sophie ma'am. It's not on the clockwise direction. It's on a different direction, anti-clockwise. And what's the third mistake? Any tries? Only a few are answering. Others are not getting answer from you all. I want everybody to answer. All right. I hope you're not able to find. The third mistake is wrongly crossed legs. Legs are crossed correct. All right. Legs are crossed correct. But in one leg it's a slipper, and other legs is a shoe, if you could see onto it, right? Now, now listen, again, this image, I told you to find the mistake. Without knowing the fact, you will not be able to find the mistake. This is what even as responsible AI. As a trainer on AI or being a data analyst, I work with huge volumes of data. But it can give inferences, it can process the data. I always say one thing that is different from a human and an AI, we have common sense. AI can process huge amount of data, but it will not be able to apply common senses. All right, being responsible is something very, very important onto this. I know you have been listening to the sessions on responsible AI, right? When how many days this is going on? The session? Which day of FTP is today? I think it's your third day. All right. Yes or no? It's a third day and it's the last session, and you've got two more sessions to go. All right. So now we are going to see the ethics, governance, and regulations in responsible AI and education. By and large, I'll be asking you on the Indian ethics for AI, right? So when you take what is AI, now we are going to see what is the definition, what is the impact of AI on society, economy, and individuals, what are the ethic concerns on AI, biasing, the privacy, the accountability, and the transparency of it. What is the role of AI? What is the role of education in responsible AI development, right? I'm not sure that how much in Indian universities we do. As a journey through it, I will let you know. All right. So responsible AI is got a lot of principles that helps you to guide the design and development and deployment and the use of AI, right? And responsible AI, we say that it aligns to the technologies with stakeholders, legal standards, and ethical principles. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. Can you all quickly put onto the chat which college are you working or which university you're working with? Which college? Does your college has from Goa? Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Nirmala, ma'am. TJS College. Okay. Fast, fast. 45 people. Quick, please. Only two. Others are all either connected but not responding. Jaya Engineering College. Thank you. Others. Quick, please. Assumption College from Kottayam. Okay. Then, faster, please. Whale Tech, High Tech, thank you. Gautami Salem College, okay. ICFI, all right. How many colleges, right? Right, VIT, it's Velaman Institute of Technology, all right. How many of you have given, see, do you agree? You all will say like students are taking data from AI tools. My question is, being into the education field, right? Being into the education field, have we ever framed a rule that the students, this is what they can use it on an AI tool? Right? This is what is acceptable or this is not acceptable. Do you have rules like that? Yes or no? They have given any regulations for the students for the usage? Because AI everybody uses, right? Have you given any governance or rules, regulations to the students? Yes or no? Why nobody's answering? Type Y on no. Then, if it is no, I feel personally the problem is on our side. We have not defined the rules. It is wide open for the students, right? And also being a faculty, right? When you have like the staff orientation, should be clearly defined. So, responsible AI aims to embed such ethical principles into AI applications and workflows to mitigate risks and negative outcomes associated with the use of AI while maximizing positive outcomes. Right? I teach. Some of the universities in US. All right. So before I teach, they have got a longer orientation. All right. In that orientation, they clearly say, tell, and they've got a lot of steps to complete the modules, and then only you'll be onboarded to their universities to teach. All right. And by and large, they define what amount of AI tools that is acceptable for the faculty to use it for the teaching methodologies. All right, what is the terms and conditions or what are the regulations for the students that they can use AI, for which purpose? For assignment, it is a big no. All right, if the students, and for teachers, they give us tool to evaluate if the assignment is generated by an AI. The marks evaluated is like a big zero for them. All right, so even at in India, we need to define what are the rules, the regulations, and the governance on the workflow, because AI has become a part and parcel of our lives, right? So that's very, very important. The pillars of AI: responsible AI, the privacy, the security of data, right? The reliable, how reliable is the data, right? And during pandemic, I had been working on cybersecurity. We had been working on a case like a doctor. He had made a fake. What do I say? A fake certificate. Fortunately, in Indian, that ICMR, that where they've got the Indian Council of Medical, all the records of the medical research, they have all the doctor's name, and this man's name exactly matched with the name of him. And then he created a fake certificate, and he had been treating patients for 2 years only using Google. That is during corona time, post which only in 2023 it has been found. you know it's not responsible, right? He can use AI. He made up his page face and also the real doctor face on his name. I don't know, it has came in the news in Tamil Nadu. How many of you have seen it? I'm not very sure about it. All right, so that's something very, very important for us to understand: alignment with human values, right? um, I always say AI can process huge volume of data. Human cannot process huge volume of data, but we have our own ethics and values, right? Accountability, right? We are accountable for the data that we use, right? Explainability, right? At any part, how do you get this data? How it can be explained, especially the education sector? That is what we're going to see. The transparency of data. What are the data need to be known transparent, should be known transparent. Which is not known transparent, it should not be known transparent, right? Inclusiveness. So when you say the data, right, the ethical principles and guidelines, generally, if you're going to see AI in the healthcare, responsible AI, fair resource allocation to all the patients, and protecting vulnerable. Like in when you go to UK, right, United Kingdom, you cannot get about the health condition of a British person from authorized doctors, right? Because it's very, very secure there. It's very, very secure there. And AI assisted diagnosis, because the data. What is the Data Privacy Act in India? What is the name of it? Anybody knows of it? What is the Data Privacy Act in India? It came year back, 2023. Can anyone of you find out and tell me what is the Data Protect Privacy or Act in India? Indian Act. Do you know the name of it? What applies to India? In 1983, it started in United Kingdom, but 2023 we had it in India. Anybody knows the name of it? Name of the act? Answers on chat, or you can even Google search and let us know. Yes, thank you, Parthipansa. DP, DP, right? Now again they've opened it up, all right. So because there was a lot of um, conclusions going on, the full form is Digital Personal Data Protection Act. This is an Indian act, right? Even if you say AI, a lot of data, or yeah, thank you, Pinky ma'am. All right, it is what we are in India, right? We are in India. What is the act, right? Generally, we have taken last 2 years, we have taken like more than 600 plus students, right? PG students on cybersecurity on a 30 hours value added courses for colleges, right? So that time I used to speak about this digital Personal Data Protection Act, right? It came into effect in 2023. You're right. Wow, how now again? I don't know whether you'd have listened to NDTV, right? A month back, there was a bigger debate onto that. I hope it will be also onto YouTube, right? You can figure it out and you can see to it, right? So how again they have opened it up, right? Again they have opened so that people, as you'll be able to again send on to the drafts, right? You can send on any drafting, right? You can see it on I don't know, ET now or some channel is there. They've again opened it up so that they wanted what are the things that we need to protect it in India. All right. So thank you so much. And when you come into the in education and responsibility, promoting AI ethics in education, right? So what are the awareness of AI ethics, how it should be used, right? When you go into school, right, the students know there is a uniform for the child. Most of the days the students will not go on color dress. Yes or no? Because this is a regulation they found it and it is accepted by the student. A very simple example. And same way when the student comes from a college, enters into the college, we need to give the awareness of what are the AI principles, what are the AI modules, right? Integrated. What are the AI ethics that is acceptable for students, and when a new faculty is um, recruited, the faculty should be made aware of what are the AI tools that you will be able to use it. AI ethics curriculum. If you'd have seen my YouTube channel, I've given a lot of tools of AI teaching tools, right? I always say technology cannot replace teachers, but technology in the hands of teachers can be transformational, right? AI can generate, right? Creating dedicated course on AI ethics is very, very essential. This is very essential in universities. I always say this is very, very essential. Providing resources, all right, engaging in campaigning activities to give awareness and for general public and what to use and what not to use. All right. So let's listen to this. How do you?
Responsible AI is an umbrella term at the intersection of artificial intelligence and ethics. One possible enumeration of responsible AI is 6 principles of AI development from Microsoft, and those are fairness, inclusiveness, security and privacy, reliability and safety, underpinned by two foundational ones, accountability and transparency. Here at Microsoft, we really care about empowering you to operationalize responsible AI in practice. And hence, we recently released a tool called Responsible AI Dashboard, which is a single pane of glass bringing together a variety of different tools in the areas of machine learning interpretability, fairness assessment and unfairness mitigation, error analysis and reliability, causal inference, and perturbations like counterfactual analysis. You can use this holistic tool for machine learning debugging and also informing your real world decisions. So check us out on ika.ms/RAI dashboard to build trust with your AI solutions.
All right. So, even every organization has started using tools of responsible AI. This is one such tool defined by and
Response
Microsoft, right? So, as AI became more embedded, because I cater with between K to 12 students, right? We have a school and we work for a school, right? This year, I made a curriculum for our organization. Um, of having tools like AI tools right from grade 1 to grade 9, and I used the I worked it from the scratch of background, right, and working with the STEM and 21st century skill. And all the tools that I filtered it out and trained my students are such which does not use internet. So when they come to AI lab, which will not have internet, but we install the application so that the students can bring their creativeness, because it's all drag and drop and it's more on block based coding. Because AI, you are starting we are starting teaching AI right from grade one, right from grade one. All right, and AI is becoming so embedded in education system. There is no way that we cannot say it is not available for personalized learning, grading system, administrative tasks, but even you can work with your COPO mapping. All right, I've given on my channel also. All right, Nirmala ma'am, at the end of the session, I'd give my YouTube channel to you and to all. All right, ensures there is no purposeful biases, undermine privacies. What are you have to set clearly the guidelines. This is very, very important. This is very important. Without that, we cannot keep blaming students or faculties. All right, how it is implemented, what are the regulatory framework that we use. All right, now I'm going to ask the faculties over here. We have 42 plus faculties or 43 plus faculties. Be true to yourself. What are the tools, AI tools that you use in your teaching methodology, and for what purpose? You can unmute and speak. Hmm. So what is the purpose you use? Okay. 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 Other other faculties, please, for making presentations. I do agree. Others, thank you, Lavanya ma'am. Others, you don't use. How many of you use an AI tool? Maybe for good creative activities or engaging activities. Good board. Thank you, Mahalakshmi ma'am. Then others. If you repeat an answer, I understand that you're in the session, or I do understand you all come and you just connected, you're not listening. Yes, Lavanya, I'm sorry. Mm, yeah. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Okay, others? All right. So some of you we use yeah quizzes, Mentimeter. Thank you, Sharon, ma'am. All right. So and when you take the more important ethics is fairness and bias prevention. I could clearly say without a proper regulation or governance, we cannot get this ethics. All right. I went through a rigorous training or a rigorous course before being onboarded to a university to teach. You know, they say on FERPA what are the data that could be transparent, what is acceptable, what is not acceptable. So when I start my teaching session, probably from the next month, right, I clearly know what I should do, what I should not do, or what I should evaluate, what I should not evaluate. I think those is very important to be integrated to Indian universities also, I do feel. All right. So if you see transparency and accountability, that is called FERPA. All right. If it is, it's called FERPA. Let's see FERPA, FERPA, Family Education Rights and Privacy Act. All right. So, any institution, if you're going to teach either for a school or for any education institution, you have to follow this. Like how we have DP Act, right? Digital Personal Data Protection Act. This is open, but this is specifically for Education Rights and Privacy Act, right? That protects the privacy of student education record. Can you see? I put it onto the chat, right? I have put it onto the chat. So this is what that country uses. And we should be very careful even before we start off with the teaching, and only we are accepted there, right? So I think those maybe not by and large. I think at India, with our now we have attended this session, right? A lot of them would have taught you about responsible AI. We can start framing out the roles, right? The goals and what we need to use it. This happens in US for student education records alone. Can you see? For how many of you FERPA you are learning it for the first time? Or already you know? If you know already, put K on the chat. If you're learning, trying to learn or know about FERPA for the first time, put 1 on the chat. If you already know, type K on the chat. Now only if you're knowing, type 1 on the chat. That's first time. My question is, do we have here? Right? You know, what we have here. And what we have in India. As my data's over, you asked for my YouTube channel. I will share it right now to you. Okay, ma'am, you can see to it. All right. So, and when you have the overview of the governance and regulation, AI governance in institutions, especially schools and universities, right? They need to have internal policy. This is what, and they used to use tools that aligns with education. We cannot say a big no to AI. Furthermore, you cannot, right? You will not be able to say a big no, but still, but we need to know how what level the students can use, right? Laws UUAI, USAI framework. India also has got. I'll be sharing about what is Indian AI law, that it is ethical law that is given. Do you know what is Indian law? Have anybody has taken on the previous session? Yes or no? Please do respond. Only four or five are responding. All right. AI must undergo regular audits like you have got an NBA audit, NAC audit, the ISO audit. AI audit is much mandatory, and role of stakeholders for policymakers, educators, and developers must collaborate to ensure AI use. Right. So I'm going to ask you a question, right? And what are your biggest concerns, right? And about AI and ethics? I'll give the link on the chat. You can click the link and give the answer, please. I've given the link on the chat. You can give your responses. What are, as a faculty, what are your biggest concerns about AI ethics? I've given the link on the chat. You can just click the link and you can give the responses, please. Are you all there? Two are participating, two of them are typing. What about others? What is your concerns about AI ethics? Maybe in your current organization, what is the biggest concern? It's information and integrity, well said. Preventing AI from generating, yes, it happens a lot. I sometimes that faculties they immediately say that what do I say? They generate some slides, they copy paste it and take sessions without reading books, without reading your proper materials. It can help you to fine tune, but I also sometimes feel it gives a lot of misleading. Responsible by all stakeholders. Very well said, very well said, very well said. Data privacy is the greatest concern, right? Content threat, internet environment. Some concepts you teach, and some concepts, if the students are going to see it on YouTube, some students come to me, it's contradictory. I always tell, use the parent website. Right? When I teach data science, I'll tell what is a parent website, what is a parent website for package, right? No using much on tutorials and others that may lead to misleading. All right, privacy, bias, and fairness. Yes, thank you so much. All right. All right. So data privacy and security, like decision making, biased, lack of transparency. Yes, the risk of AI replacing education rather than assisting them. Educators cannot be replaced. I always say, because I'm into the teaching field. I was being a professor for a decade before I started this company. I always find the dedication of teachers, right? We have spent lot and lot of hours in library, like when we were in teaching. That time we didn't have much internet or AI tools. We read, learn a lot before we go to the class, right? At least I tell faculties, read three textbooks for a concept before you teach the students onto the class. Teaching is something very, very important for enhancing or fine tuning or reducing time. AI tools can be used, but not for generating slides or generating materials, right? So, lack of accountability. Thank you all for your good answering. I know it's a bigger day. You would have all gone to college and you're coming back, and still you have been giving your, this answer. Lack of transparency, privacy violation, is job displacement. It is going to be without proper use of this technology. There will be job replacements, right? Thank you so much. I'm closing the poll, right? Let me move on to the slide. Thank you for good responsive faculties, even at this time at 8:12, right? And for me, this is the second session of this day. Alright. And you know the fairness, how we don't discriminate or reinforce biases, right? And yeah, um, uh, we say just AI as a word, but the impact of AI is much more. It has got both positives and negatives. Making AI in decision making. How many of you has used Power BI or Tableau tools where you can just upload your marks on the Excel sheet from your Excel or any data and upload it, and it can give you the predictions also, right? The data should not be misused or unauthorized. This is something very, very essential. What is the impact? Is it causing a harm? And it's very crucial in education, right? It influences student learning, assessment, and their career opportunities. AI can inherit biases from trained data, leading to unfair treatment of students. Sometimes it does happens, right? An AI driven grading system, I favor some democracy on based on historical data, right? So if you're going to give, you give the questions, you give their answers, and you make AI tool to grade it. This is one challenge, right? This is one challenge that people based on, because AI always works with historical data. Maybe people from a particular continent may get a lesser mark, and another continent they can get a higher marks. All right, this is bias and fairness and transparency. Educators and students must know how AI decisions are made. But if an AI based tutoring recommends learning path, and the reason behind those should be clear. Even I can tell you, may the chat GPT, you can use it as a tool for a good tutor, right? How it can be a good tutor to teach, right? To teach. And for some it is yes, for some it is no. Data privacy. I told you about FERPA, right? You remember? So the data privacy. What is India's data privacy? DPDP. What is DPDP? What is DPDP? Digital Personal Data Protection Act. Right? In India, we have, in US, I said it is FERPA, and the GDPR, it stands for General Data Protection Regulation, right? It is for Europe Union nations. It is for Europe Union nations. Like we have DPDP, yeah, US has got FOPA, and this is GDPR, is General Data Protection Regulation. This is for European Union countries, right? To safeguard the student information. They've got, because student information has got, even in when you go for school, they say like MEs, right? Different datas. Now even the government is getting, both the state and the central government. So we should be very careful. It should not be misused, right? AI should assist, not replace human decisions in education. Right? AI can suggest, but final decision should be made with the educators and the students. Humans cannot be replaced with AI, right? Humans cannot be replaced with AI. So now moving on to certain case studies. All right, AI bias and college admission. I'm going to take an issue here, right? A university uses AI system to screen student application, but it favored application from wealthier background due to biased training data. Able to get it? I hope. How many of you? I'm going to ask this question at least for this unmute and speak. How many of you went to college, got the printed application form, then you filled in your form and you submitted during your course, your UG or PG? Yes, means type Y. When you were a student after your schooling, how many of you went to college, different colleges? You got the application form, you filled up the form, and you submitted for admission. Yes or no? Hello? How many of you applied through online mode? Your college admission. When you got your college admission, whether it is online application or offline application. If it is offline, type offline. If it is online, type online. For you, not now. Thank you, Sophie, ma'am. It is offline. Lavanya, ma'am, offline, offline, offline. All right. Gautami, ma'am, you applied, maybe you are an AIM faculty. Now you remember, we all applied offline, right? When we were students, right? When we were students. But now every colleges try to go for an online application. Maybe in next few years they will have their own recommendation system on AI. As the application comes into it, it processes it, and it itself will filter out which student could be admitted, which cannot be admitted. That may happen, right? If it is going to, we are not going to use an ethical AI, then a student who is deserving from a poor background may not be able to get it. So how AI can be used? So this is the ethics, right? For giving you equal opportunity to all students based on their marks. So lessons the developers should learn diverse data and unbiased data set while making AI decision transparent. The next is, do you have proctoring system in your college? How many of your colleges proctoring system? Proctors? Yes or no? Type Y on the chat. N type N on the chat. Do you have a proctored system in your college? Or you have like faculty advisor? I don't know what name you have. Do you have proctors? Yes. Yes. Okay. No. Okay, proctoring was a system, right? Even when I was a student, we go to a proctor, and for generally for they take care of everything, like the academics, their personal any difficulties they face. In general, proctors will not be in the same department. So AI-driven proctoring flagged a student, all right, for suspicious behavior based on facial recognition and movement tracking, but that cannot be right? The softer disappropriate target student with dark skin tones and those with disabilities. That can never be a factor, right? That can never be a factor. So the third case study is AI provide learning lesson plans based on past students' performance, but it locks certain skills with no flexibility. So you will agree, every year, though you teach the same subject, the type of students are same or different. Maybe the students understanding, is it same or different? Type yes, same, very different, very very different, right? In the next year itself you can find a difference on the students, right? I remember you and me was a student in college, right? We think our generation, we have never back answered our faculties. If so, also there will be 0.1 or 0.2%. Right nowadays, students are so strong. Sometimes I'm handling some cases where the staff was speaking to a student that they didn't do good uh, assessment. He voice recorded, posted on social media, right? So much difficult nowadays to handle with students, right? So we should be very very careful when we handle with the students, right? So key principles in the ethical AI should be understandable and explainable. Have you heard about explainable AI? I'll be speaking about that. all right, and ensure clarity in how decisions are made, right? How the decisions are made. So you should always have correct rules, correct regulations, right? Uh, to figure out why this has been given to the students, right? And also it helps education to trust AI recommendation. How many of you use Amazon? You all use Amazon to buy certain things? Yes or no? Yes, thank you, Lavanya ma'am is the most active faculty in today's session. Yeah, thank you, Sharon ma'am. Thank you, Vidya ma'am. If you see there, when you want going to buy a product, can you see beneath a customer who viewed this product has also viewed this product? Yes or no? Have you seen that? Customer who, that is recommendation system, right? That is your recommendation system. So that's a recommendation system that has been used. So again, in AI, if you're going to have any recommendation, right, it should speak how AI arrives, right? You should prevent black box decision making systems, right? So like why the student has been evaluated this mark and why not, how it could be improvised. At the end, I always say teaching is such a beautiful community. We are here to make students more better, not to penalize students or not to put them down. All right, it's not for that's not the purpose of being a teacher, right? We always know we want our students to perform more better than in general what we are too, right? So AI driven grading should provide clear expression. How many of you use Google Classroom? How many of you have used Google Classroom? How many of you evaluated using Google Classroom? Yes, you have evaluated, right? So there are a lot of grading that happens in um, on using AI. All right, it will so it you can the one thing that it can go, you can schedule your assignments, that is automation based. You can send reminder emails to students, but evaluation should be done by you will be doing it, right? So AI should give recommendations clear, and AI should treat fairly without discrimination of gender, race, socioeconomic, because these are some main features that is taken to develop modelings in AI, right? So in education, it is not should be the factor. These should not be the factor. Should be based on assessment, and recommendation do not favor certain groups, right? AI power admission should not favor certain group based on their biased training data. Should be equal opportunities for students of all democratic religion. Accountability. Next is you are accountable. Right? Deploying AI should make accountable for the outcomes of it. If there is going to be a mistake, it should be accepted and should be addressed properly. If you don't have proper accountability, AI can go uncorrected, all right, and ensures the institution take responsibilities on decisions based. We need to build and progressive AI, right? It keep updating to the current scenario should be done. If an AI provide a proctoring system accusers of cheating, and there should be clear progress to appeal and review the case, right? And students use AI oversight committees to monitor the impact of AI tools to students. So who's accountable? That's what I said. The regulation and governance. I probably think like how you have got ISO audits and other audits. Eventually, this audit also will come to India, right? Because AI has become an integral part of it, right? Accountability, who's accountable, that's what we have seen. And privacy, because student data is highly sensitive, it should not be misused, right? How many of you get messages or emails that is not intended for you? Do you get phishing emails? Yes, no? Yes. Why? Because why do you get these phishing mails? Somewhere or the other you should have given your email IDs, right? Sometimes when you go to malls or somewhere, we give our email IDs, right? Or some shopping, you they give you some they say some lucky draw, you give your name, your address, your date of birth, everything, right? We give it to them and then we come. So data are very, that is why we give a lot of Sorry for my throat. So AI must use because during admission, what are the data you get from students? Can you put it quickly onto the chat? What are the data you get when the student come for admission? Don't ask question, ma'am. Only we will ask question. Why are you asking question? Is that your question? You get your cutoff, parents number, Aadhaar number, marks, personal data, name, father occupation, mother occupation, workplace, mail ID, blood group, Aadhaar number. Yes, everything you get from a student for admission. Yes or no? Yes. And there's something also called Master Aadhaar. I don't know whether you are aware. Right? How many of you are aware of Master Aadhaar? Always I tell people share Master Aadhaar. Right? Don't get the full Aadhaar because already Indian's Aadhaar card is non darknet. So you can generate Master Aadhaar from UIDAI, give your Aadhaar number, give an OTP that comes to your mobile, then it will ask you for download. Always give Master Aadhaar will have only a last four digits, right, of your Aadhaar. So it is more safer to use it, right? It's more safer to use it when you are using it. This is how your Master Aadhaar looks like. Can you see here? Only the four last four digits will be seen here. So always try kindly download your master Aadhaar and keep and use that for any purpose mostly, right? Don't share your Aadhaar. Yeah. Thank you, Mahalakshmi, ma'am. All right. Yeah, you get all your data and it should be kept with utmost privacy. Right? Unauthorized access should not happen. There should be no data breaches of the data. So we need to build trusted AI-powered education platforms. Examples in education, I told you, right? AI learning should comply with data protection law of GDPR. Which countries for GDPR? General Data Protection Regulation. Anyone on the chat? FERPA for which country? GDPR. GDPR is for European Union, FERPA is for the US, right? FERPA is for US, GDPR is for EU, European Nation country. Facial recognition for school security should not be stored in biometric data without proper consent, right? Some post-COVID, we all moved from biometric to face recognition without getting consent from the parents. It should not be done. All right. So next is social benefits. AI should be designed to enhance human well-being, provide positive contribution to society, particularly in education. Right. AI should support learning rather. It should not replace critical thinking. It should focus on students' growth. Right. You should highly not recommend if the student are going to submit an assignment from AI too, right? If you want to know that you should be versatile into AI, then only you'll be able to evaluate it uses AI or not. The students are submitted in AI or not. All right. So it should foster more education implication or application oriented skills, but not any shortcut methods, right? That I always say there are three types of people who work. One is hardworking people. How many of your hardworking faculty? That is why you are here by night, 8:30. Lavanya ma'am, hardworking. Shirin Babu ma'am, hardworking. Gautami ma'am, hardworking. What about others? There are certain people who are hardly working faculties, right? So there's a bigger difference between hardworking and hardly working, and that is smart working. And there is no shortcut working, right? Yeah, ChatGPT is a very good tool to be a tutor, try to promote engagement learning. It can bridge education gaps, and also AI should provide opportunities for underprivileged students. Using AI, you can also. How many of you know about UN SDG goals? Do you know about SDG goals, Sustainable Development Goals? Yes or no? Do you know about the Sustainable Development Goals? Yes. Always, I always promote it. It has got 2030 UNG has got lot of goals that needs to be promoted. In 17 SDG goals are available, right? So when you use tools of such tool, you try to use it with your SDG goals, and you as faculties you can promote, right? You can promote and start working on with that, right? And with AI you can do by and large to provide education for people on remote locations. All right, any doubts till now? Any doubts till now? Yes or no? Yes or no? All right, so now moving into governance. All right, now moving into governance, you see what is the role of institutions in AI governance, right? So here it plays a critical role on ensuring ethical transparency and accountable AI use in classrooms, right? So you have to develop, this is what I've been repeating, clear policies on AI usage in learning, assessment, and administrative function. This mandatorily should be done at all universities, right? I strongly believe if it is not done, I personally feel, being into the teaching, the quality of the faculties who teach and the quality of the students those who are going to learn is going to be highly diluted. The next generation will be of no use, right? Because everything, if they depend AI can give. If you have a clear policy, we are here to teach the students and make the students more responsible of usage of it. What they learn in their colleges will be more impactful even when they go to industry, right? Even when they go to industry. All right. So Europe countries they use GDPR. All right, to protect data privacy, student data privacy. FERPA by the United States, right? By the United States they use it, right? AI risk, and now coming to India, right? What is India's AI strategy? Have you heard about Niti Aayog AI roadmap? Yes or no? They've evaluated various sectors. They've taken consensus decisions, focus on set of sectors where only private-led initiatives will not lead to desiring social. So, what are the sectors they see? They have been working. Niti Aayog has been working on 5 sectors. All right. At the end of the session today, I will be having a multiple choice question. So listen to the session carefully. All right. They focus on 5 sectors. One is healthcare, agriculture. Can you find education here? Yes, education, smart cities and infrastructure, and then smart mobility and transportation. All right. So Niti Agoi is focusing AI on 5 different tools, right? Healthcare, agriculture, education, smart cities and infrastructures, and smart mobility. Now I'll show you. Um, this is the link. I don't know how many of you visited this website. How many of you have visited? How many of you have seen this draft? Not draft. பார்த்திருக்கீங்களா? How many of you have seen? National Strategy for AI. It is called AI for All. Hashtag AI for All. How many of you have seen this before? Yes or no? Yes, type OY on the chat. Okay. No, ma'am. Okay, Mahalakshmi, ma'am. Others? You have not seen. See, I'll give you the link. No worries, right? So, they have given the national strategies for all the 5 sectors, whatever I said, right? Healthcare, can you see here? Healthcare, education. In education, you can see, because education is something that's very important that we have been dealing in today's session, right? And adoption of AI, role retention rates, right? Enrollment of students, all right, poor learning outcomes, the National Achievement Survey, right? What was the poor learning outcomes? And multi-grade, multi-levels, lack of interactive pedagogy, right? Ineffective remedial. They've given all the different AI tools that you'd be able to use it, right? So you can content is an AI development that develops to customize educational content, right? So they recently conducted Redex, an annual application where real-time questions using NLP predictive tools for students predicted to drop out of schools, right? So Microsoft is helping in predicting dropout schools in Andhra Pradesh. Right, anybody from Andhra Pradesh, right to learn software uses natural language to give personalized feedback for students. Right? Can you see? I'll give you this link of PDF on the chat so that you can figure it out. Post which. All right. So actually, this is the website, Nitya York. All right. So here they use how for AI, right? They've got a lot of things they do with it, especially for AI. What are AI for all, right? And yeah, this is India's initiative. This is India's initiative. All right, able to get it. I always say in my session, the way you come in will not be the way you go out. You will learn something new, right? Are you learning something new? At least knowing something new? Yes, no? All right. The hashtag AI for all, right? You can lot of annual reports and what they are following it, right? And they do share it onto their website. You can follow it, right? First, we should know, being an Indian, what India does, right? So DPDR is for data policies, and this is for 5 sectors, and our education sector comes into this place. All right. So universities and schools should establish dedicated AI ethics and governance board. Like you've got different redressal board and different boards for administration, right? Like that AI should, these should include educators, AI experts, students, and policymakers to assess the risks and guide AI implementation. Right? AI literacy for educators and students should offer training program, right? What is the impact of it if they try to do what is against, what will be the impact, right? They should know the pros and cons of it, right? And AI literacy ensure critical assessors on AI decisions, and AI models used in education should undergo is very, very important. Regular audits to detect any bias or any fairness is done. Sometimes in colleges they say some department is always favored that we use a human intelligence as we work with huge volume of data. AI, when we audit it, you'll be able to find out. All right. So, ethical AI framework in education, what has been used is called UNESCO AI, right? In education. How many of you heard about UNESCO AI in education? Yes, they've used, yeah, artificial intelligence in education, right? What will be how they'll be able to use. I can share the screen with you. Can you see UNESCO's AI in education? All right, and see, it is towards the SDG. I told you about SDG goals, right? SDG, always now everything is towards SDG. Even today morning when I took my session, so this is the SDG, right? 17 goals are there. So they are using the fourth goal is quality education. From this goal, they've used UNESCO, right? UNESCO is used with the four, right? And they've got a bigger goal to achieve in 2030. In September, they've got the goal week. I urge faculties to have some events based on SDG Goal Week, right? You can have like seminars, webinars, debates, or students can come with different ideas or prototypes to address any, maybe one of the 17, or each can have 17 goals, could be also to be done, right? And okay, they are giving a AI framework for students to guide countries to teach, understand the potential as well as the risks of AI, right? As well as the risks of AI. So you can figure it out from this, right? UNESCO's AI policies. All right. So you need to find how it works, and you can read it through, so you'll be able to understand what is the future of learning is going to happen, right? And this link I will share this to you. This is released on 24th October, right? Recommendation of ethics on AI, right? What has been accepted, right? AI and the future learning, right? And what are the forums in education, right? What are the consultation? What are the knowledge protection for K to 12 and for higher education institution? If you want this link, I'll give the link on the chat. All right. So we don't have much time. I'm not able to go through everything. And the next is IEEE ethically aligned AI in education, right? So again, how many of you? I know everybody knows about IEEE, right? In education. So and how AI could be used, right? Ethically aligned, right? So that's what they say. And designed for AI in education. So transparency, bias decision, right? So a lot of activities they have been working on with that, right? You can see to it what are the ethics they are trying to follow, right? They say ethically aligned design, right? And especially for AI, right? AI, how it can be used in education. And then the next thing that we're going to see is OECD, right? OECD AI in education, right? They also play a vital role. All right, what are the tools that can be used? What cannot be used? All right, they make a lot of measurements, and only one thing we think it should not be diluted, right? The education quality of education should not come down, right? Should not come down. That is one of the greatest fact that we have been seeing onto that. That is what AI is there to enhance. That is Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, right? It has got 38 members from North America, Europe, Latin, and Pacific Rim. I can share the screen with you. All right. So this is a OECD organization. They say how it is been increasing. So how AI can be compared to humans, how the language, reasoning, and sensory motors. What are the implications? That's why even you have this FTP for education and training, right? What is the robust measure? We need robust measure, all right, and we need to rethink education in the light of developing AI capabilities. All right, we need to generate from February 3rd. Again at CIRF, we are going to have sessions on generative AI and video analytics for the final year students, right? It's going to be 15 days course for them, right? And you can see the GPT, right? Chat GPT, like GPT 3.5, the FISA test, right? So how people have been using, and you can find it out. How technology influences. So this is about OCED, OC, OECD. Okay, I'm spelling it wrong. And they've got established AI accountability. They've got public engagements, ethical impact assessments, right? Institutional AI example, you know about MIT. Many universities are developing their own AI governance. MIT has done it for MIT Responsible AI for Education. All right, they are like how we have been doing it for. We have just started in India, but MIT has been using responsible AI for education, right? So this is the website that is called race dot MIT dot edu, right? So this is the website. All right. So how artificial intelligence can be used, especially with this is the MITs for K to 12 and also for higher education institutions, right? So this is the website is Raise Responsible AI for Social Empowerment and Education. So how it is transforming lives, right, in the era of AI. All right, RAISE stands for Responsible AI for Social Empowerment and Education, right? They've got Massachusetts Institute of Technology. I've been working on with that. All right, and um, they support an outreach and so much and so more. You can figure it out, right? I'll give you the link post the session. You can find out, right, how it works. Do you find it interesting? Do you find new learnings? Yes or no? Yes or no? All right. All right. Yes, thank you. So many yeses. All right. Thank you. Okay, next we go into explainable AI is a field of research that helps people to understand, right, how machine learning makes decisions. So here, algorithms they make decisions and helps the trust, and the result of they give a lot of confidence and accuracy and modeling. This also plays a vital role on responsible AI, right? Explainable AI because we need to be. I said right, it need to explain, right, for what decision it makes, and this plays a vital role, right? That's what we need to understand. How explainable AI, actually explainable AI, you say it is a subset of responsible AI, right? And because it gives proper responses for why this has been made, why it has not been made, why the solution has given, why this recommendation has been given. So in responsible to this, right? When you go for a planning strategy or from an analysis of result, you can use it because explainable AI is a subset of responsible AI. And then stakeholders, governance and AI. That's what even India has started with Niti Aayog, right? Requires active participation from multiple stakeholders. Implements like MIT in US has done. Eventually in India it is going to happen. Great that Velamal Institute of Technology has taken this initiative to bring you all together to have a kickstart to know what it is responsible AI or responsible and transparent in classrooms, like educators implement what are the policies and ethical guidelines, advocate students' rights and AI fairness. Students should be given clear. This is students are really good. If you tell them clearly what to use, what not to use, how to use, how not to use, all right, they'll be able to work more properly. Sometimes we are not providing proper guidelines, and that is where we lose the responsibility from our own students. All right, I always feel the same. I don't know whether I'm right or wrong. And all right. And AI developers, you need to integrate with AI people who work like at CIRF, we work by and large more on AI, right? Impact assessment before deploying in AI education, provide clear documentations. For policymakers, we enforce legal frameworks like what is AI fairness, what is the data privacy. If they overlook, what should be the penalty be paid, or what is the decision to be taken. And engage for students and parents, they need to understand AI roles in learning and question in AI driven systems, right? Advocate for transparency and ethical AI practices. All right. Mm, and this is very, very important. And the data privacies are protected using AI power tools. Even I don't know how many of you use blockchains. In blockchain, you can see even one data has been changed. Also, you will not be able to have the data in it, right? So next, we move on to the regulations in AI. Already, I told I'm not going back to back. FERPA, this is COPA, right? Regulates AI tool to collect students' data under 13, right? This is called COPA, COPPA, all right? So, this is Children Online Privacy. It's again a federal law in US that protects online privacy of students, children under 13, right? Children under 13. So we, as an AI as a faculty, because I don't know, here you don't work with schools, but we should also know what happens. AI Bill of Rights will provide AI fairness, transparency, and what is to be used and what not to be used, right? So this is called AI Bill of Rights, right? What are the policies and what are the practices we need to work it on with, right? Sorry, my throat is not doing much better. And proposed AI legalization. And these are other acts. European, I told you about GDPR for students' data. All right, and ethical guidelines in AI for education. That is for United European Union. And again, when you come to United Kingdom, they provide UK Data Protection Act, right? And in AI regulation white paper was proposed in 2023. Okay, for transparency and risk mitigations, right? International AI regulations in education starts with ethical AI governments in schools. UNESCO, I told you, OECD AI principles, or OECD AI principles, human centered AI, right, that enhances education teachers without replacing teachers, right? So, algorithmic transparency and recommenders impact assessments, right? Here we ensure aligning with fundamental rights. So I told you about GDPR, and now you know what is GDPR. Yes, FERPA, COPA, all right, and what UNESCO also does it, right? So these are some of the regulations that we have been working on with that. Now let's play a simple quiz, right? A five multiple choice question. I give the link on the chat. Just click on to the chat and we'll quickly complete it. Let's see who wins. Give your name and then join. Give your name and join, please. Then only we'll know who wins it. How many of you have joined? Yeah, I can see five. Join faster, please. Shall we start? All right, only 13 have joined. Okay, let's see. Each question has got 20. Okay, which of the following is not a key ethical principle in AI development? All right, the right answer, most of you have given profitability. Thank you. Let's move on to the next question. 14 have joined, others can join. We have 39, 38, or 37. What is the primary goal of explainable AI? Sorry, I forgot to insert leaderboard for each final leaderboard we have. Only four have answered, only five have answered, eight have answered. Answer. To ensure what's the right answer? To ensure AI or interpretable and understandable by humans. Thank you. Which of the following is not a focus area of Niti Aayog AI strategy? I showed you like five domains, which is not. Which is not. Very good. Most of you are given the right answer. It is defense weapons development. Fourth question. What is the primary objective of Niti Aayog? All right. So most of you, sorry. Thing is, India as a leader on innovation, right? That's so till now we see Sherin ma'am is on the first place. We move on to the fifth question, the final question that will define who is the winner of the day. All right. So A surveillance with no transparency. Let's see who's the winner. Sharon ma'am, you rock. Right from the first you had been the winner. And next is Vidya ma'am, third is Mahalakshmi ma'am, and fourth is Lavanya ma'am, and fifth is Usha Rani ma'am. Thank you so much. Right? Thank you all. I'll give you a link. You can post what are the three learnings of today's session. I've given the link on the chat. Just click on the link. I'll give a can kindly click on the link that is given on the chat. The Google review G page 859. Just click the link and give. You can have your name and you can give three learnings of today's session. What are the three learnings you had? Got it. Any questions? Click on the link on 859 that I've given GP. I pinned that. Just click it on and give what are the three learnings. Any questions you can ask. If not, over to the organizers. Thank, thank you. Thank you. Welcome, welcome.